This USFL Picks Week 5 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $50 at WynnBet and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Download the WynnBet app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. And make sure to download the SGPN app, your home for all of our free picks and podcasts.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
I'm sitting here with I don't know this stranger, Clark Kent, beside me with some shades on.
Yeah, Nerd Dundee over here,
Nerd Dundee.
joining us to talk USFL. Colby, aka the Database.
Can I get the nerd drop?
Oh wow!
What's up, Egghead?
Self-identifying as a nerd.
How you doing? Sometimes you got to put the glasses on, make sure I get the calls right, Sean.
Hey,
You know
look,
what I mean?
it's the guy who likes the book better than the movie. All right. Oh, you're so cool.
Especially the Michael Crichton ones.
I actually do own Rambo 3, the
Welcome to
novel.
Jurassic Park. Oh man, very fun show we have in store for you. We have a exclusive interview with the USFL Week 4 Defensive Player of the Week, Scooby Wright from the Birmingham Stallions.
Dog.
And got that. Then we'll give in all our USFL picks against the spread. And we got USFL DFS picks as well. Even got the there it is.
Yes. Fire.
So gritty.
I mean, this is coming right off the vinyl. The USFL theme song. Hey, if you're looking to bet the USFL, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, get down over at WynnBet.com. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet, where you can turn $50 bet into $200 of free bets. Oh man, love me the build your own bet, aka the same game parlay. And again, $50, $200 in free bets. It's just that easy. So much to choose from. Again, download the WynnBet app or visit wynnbet.com. Get started today. Offered subject to change. Terms and conditions at wynnbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
The 80s used the trumpet well.
It was
also, it kind of sounded like someone was dragging a shovel on a paved road in there. Maybe a dirt road.
Colby likes the vinyl.
That's grit, man.
It's called a remix.
That's called
80s.
Personality. You guys don't have
You
it
can hear
these
that
days,
crackle?
You know?
Standard def, baby. Analog.
Colby again. Exciting interview for Scooby, but Colby
the Brian Bosworth.
Yes, Colby interacted with Scooby, trying to get all his thoughts on football to Scooby. Scooby appreciated it. He's also getting all his thoughts on how the game should be ref to Mike Pereira. Which was a lot of fun, as always, to watch on Twitter, to the point where I think Colby broke Mike Pereira. He did tweet this out last weekend. USFL football now on NBC. This game is between Houston and New Orleans. I promise to be better today than I was last night. I know you all will hold me accountable, as you should.
Damn right. All right. Everyone giving me a hard
You think
time
he was
saying I'm
talking
tweeting.
directly?
Yeah, he was talking directly to me. I did it from like 10 different accounts. I came at them.
The irony, though, is he was talking about the clear incompletion in the Stars game that they ruled was a complete pass, even after they went to replay. I was losing my mind. I was watching it alone.
No.
In
It was
the
that
studio.
crackback block nonsense.
No. Mike Pereira. The irony is, Mike Pereira is apologizing for the missed call, where Colby was for some reason on the opposite side of. He was rooting for, even though he picked the Stars on our show, he was clearly, obviously rooting.
No. I was not rooting. I was rooting for the Stars.
No, you were rooting for the Panthers. Or whoever is running the USFL Gambling Podcast Twitter feed was excited when the Panthers scored a touchdown. And then we got to see one of the great all-time endings.
That's
Colby, walk people through the ending of the Stars Panthers game. Well, I tweeted out a reaction video. Stars won. It was crazy, but walk people through the whole scenario.
Well, first off, Jeff Fisher is the coach of the Michigan Panthers. In case you've been living, under a rock with this Michigan Panthers,
or not living under a rock, in like most Americans.
And this was a rematch of the first ever USFL championship.
Again, for those not living under a rock,
you can watch that on YouTube, folks. But Jeff Fisher all game, because they didn't have the kicker, they're using the punter to kick. Yeah. He had the guy hadn't made a game-winning kick since 8th grade. So
why do we know that?
Because they talk about that in there. But look,
no, they tied the game, I think, at 25 at some point, and instead of kicking the extra point, they went for 2.
Twice they went for 2. Yeah,
when they should have just gone for an extra point. So he knew this kid, the extra point was out of his range.
Well, this is what's so great. And what's the weakness of this Philadelphia team? It seems like thus far, the run defense, right? So. On the final drive, the Panthers, Shea Patterson's looked terrible all game. He has some great runs, and the run game's working. They're really pushing the Stars' run defense back, and they get down to the 3-yard line. There's about 27 seconds on the clock. They have 2 timeouts, and you're thinking, oh, instead of lining up for a field goal, they're just going to call timeout and run 2 of their best plays. Or at least line it up so your kicker can kick straight on. Instead, he's at an angle.
Yeah.
He doesn't use any of the timeouts till it gets down to 2 seconds. He has this kicker who he knows is bad because he hasn't kicked before when scoring touchdowns with extra points. So he puts him in the worst. This is a classic bad coach move. You put your player in the worst possible scenario. Yes, I mean, theoretically you could be further back, but I'm saying it is actually kind of a tricky kick because you're at that angle. If you had just called timeout with 27 seconds and then just did a quarterback.
I watched Kramer hit harder kicks in dress slacks. So I think the kid has no excuse. He shouldn't be on that stage.
He got cut today. But I mean, Jeff Fisher doing him no favors.
It's on Jeff Fisher. Yeah. You knew you didn't have a kicker.
Hilarious
Without stretching in the cold at the Meadowland. I mean, look at the bottom line here that we need to focus on is like you look at this division and Jeff Fisher's Michigan Panthers actually have a positive point differential, which the other 2 teams in the division can't state. The Generals are rolling to a 1 seed.
Yes.
Rolling to a 1 seed.
Dude, that game was so much fun. It reminded me of the Wake Forest Virginia Tech game that went to overtime at 0-0. And Beamer's celebrating when it's 0-0, and it's like a meme that everyone uses.
Worst games in college football.
I love that game, dude.
I tweeted out a reaction video of me yelling, "Ball don't lie, that's Stars football." I was all in, and some guy responded me. He goes,
"Here we are again, Sean taking calls during the podcast." Hey, tune in to the next episode that we haven't totally recorded yet.
Is that Scooby that's calling there? Is that Shark Dog?
Yeah, Shark Dog's hit me on the ringer. He goes,
this guy, Shark Dog phone.
This guy tweets at me, "You literally have no life." And I looked at the guy. He has 0 followers. He joined Twitter in February of 2021. This was his first tweet ever.
It's like that guy has the Sean Green burner account. Right?
He was just sitting there waiting. Doesn't follow me. I don't think he follows anyone. I want to know what his Twitter experience is.
Because that also resembles our fans. Yeah. Sign up for contests.
He's got an egg, and he was.
I owned him. I owned him on that.
It was great. That was the first thing he ever fired on Twitter.com. All right, we're going to get to the Scooby Wright interview. Before we do that, shout out Sleeper and their awesome new over-under game. You probably already have Sleeper Fantasy going for your season long, your dynasty. Highly recommend that. But now you can win real cash with their over-under game. So fun to play. I love putting together these 3-team player props, aka 3-player props. Very easy. Just pick the over-under on. They got a bunch of NBA action going on. I've been loading up on my Sixers. Hit the over-under tab in your Sleeper Fantasy app. 100% deposit match up to $100 when you use the promo code SGP. 100% deposit match up to $100 when you use the promo code SGP. Again, 3 team player prop pays plus 650. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleepers terms of use for details. Also, shout out to manscaped.com. It is that time of year. That's right. Pube trimming season. Fire up your lawnmower. Clear out those hedges. Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. Yeah. A lot of companies in the pube trimming business would just rest on their laurels with the Lawnmower 1.0. Very good. Lawnmower 2.0, even better. Lawnmower 3.0. Can you do better? The guys over at Manscaped figured out a way. Shout out to manscaped.com. This thing's awesome. Perfect reason to, I can't wait to go home and trim my pubes right now. Very excited. It's also Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. So while you're down there, cleaning up the hedges, check out the old balls, see how they're doing. If they're not doing great, make sure you see a doctor. Manscaped.com, promo code SGP, free shipping and 20% off. Manscaped.com, promo code SGP for 20% off and free shipping. Joining us on the line, linebacker for the undefeated Birmingham Stallions and the Week 4 Defensive Player of the Week in the USFL, Mr. Scooby Wright. Scooby, what's happening, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, well, great. First off, congratulations on Defensive Player of the Week, and congrats on the Stallion success so far.
Yeah, no, I was kind of surprised I got Defensive Player of the Week. I thought that dude from Philly was going to win it. He balled out. His stats are pretty good. So,
well, dude,
appreciate the fans.
You didn't address him as Shark Dog.
Yes, I'm gonna get to the Shark Dog. Of course, you've gone viral with your Shark Dog celebration. You put the fin up top. I assume you're doing something in the back with like a tail. Walk us through the creation of Shark Dog.
Okay, so I got it tattooed on me back in like 2018. It's on my back, and it's the head of a great white shark, and it's the body of my dog.
Oh, awesome!
And it's my two favorite animals, literally a pit bull mastiff and a great white shark. And I kind of had some different designs here and there, and then I came up with one from fanart.com about, I think it was like in 2019 during the XFL. And like last couple of years, I've just been having fun with that. And then like all my martial arts friends, they call me Shark Dog. It's like I'd be like, I think that'd be my Scooby Shark Dog, right? That'd probably be my
Scooby Shark Dog, right? So you have two separate dog nicknames going. I like it,
dude. We're in Los Angeles in the off season. Come here. Look, we've seen Sharknado make like 10 movies. Two-headed mega shark, 10 movies. Let's do Shark Dog. We can write this thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down for whatever.
Who plays you in Shark Dog?
Ooh.
Put you on the spot there.
Great question. I'll say Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, you stumped me, sir.
I could see Matthew McConaughey in the role he was born to play, okay. Shark Dog.
Yeah, I've been told I look like him. Maybe like him. Maybe, yeah. That's probably who I'd say. That's a good one.
Thank you.
I saw you were tweeting out some Shark Dog facts, a variety of. I don't know what science textbook you were getting these from, but
I appreciate this from many directions. I appreciate you championing spirit animals. I appreciate the depth that you're taking us on this journey into the Shark Dog ecosystem. It sounds like,
see, that's what I should have said, the ecosystem.
Yeah, that sounds real scientific.
And it sounds, I mean, you kind of have already painted a picture for me where the from the waist down it's a dog. So I think I have the answer to this question. But when the Shark Dog was created, was the dad a shark and the mom a dog, or was the dad a dog and the mom a shark?
Throughout many repeats of history, through a lot of crossbreeding and such, a Shark Dog was made.
Okay, so the dog. I'll say the dog. Like the dog was a dad.
Mysterious origins.
Thick.
So now you guys, the Stallions, undefeated. You guys are playing the Philadelphia Stars coming up this week. Big game against the Stars. We all know the Stars. Again, I'm a Stars fan, but I hate their mascot, the Blob. Now, what? If the Shark Dog was in a steel cage match with the Blob, what could we expect from the Shark Dog? This combines all your interests.
I think I tweeted earlier of one of the key attributes of a shark dog was a high energy of repeated efforts.
Yes.
So I think that versus the blob would do very good. So it's 330 pounds. I think I said 330 to 450. I compared it to a seal, but more of a barbell pit. So with the head of a shark, that's more so what I was going for. So anything with that, nah, man. Blob, not happening.
Yeah, you would shark dog would destroy the blob.
Quick aside, and I should have had the intern look into this, but any chance you had a recruiting visit with Mike Leach?
You know what's hella funny? So one of my college recruiter works at Mississippi State, and I'm actually seeing him tomorrow. And I told him, I was like, yo, I got to get my Coach Leach a shirt because I feel like he would get off on a shark dog.
Yes.
Just bring a recorder when you talk to Coach Leach because you guys are going to really hit it off.
Yeah, he's a friend of the show. He's into pirates, which I feel like are really close to shark dogs.
And Bigfoot.
Yes. Well, Bigfoot.
I think the only thing that could, like, remember how and I tweeted out earlier, a shark dog isn't a pet, it's a companion. I could see a pirate and a shark dog being companions.
Oh,
they work well together.
You know what you
like
need?
Some Waterworld type stuff.
Just living out there on recycled urine and the salty air.
You know what we need to do, Scooby? It worked for Bigfoot. What we need to do is have someone dress up in a shark dog costume and then get like grainy cell phone footage of the shark dog and then hype it up as a shark dog sighting.
Have you seen
what
Super
they do with
Troopers?
Bigfoot, I think that could go viral. Shark dog's going to take over.
All right, man.
I'm just trying to get that. Just trying to keep pumping, you know.
Hey, I like it. You found it. You found an angle. I also have to ask. I mean, we did a ton on Shark Dog, but how'd you get the name Scooby? Is that something from when you were a kid, or?
Yeah. So my government name is Philip Anthony Wright III. So they would call my grandpa Big Phil, and he's the smallest out of the three Phils. He's like 5'7", 160 pounds soaking wet. My dad, they used to call him Little Phil. He was a full bag guard, played Long Beach State. He's 6'2", 280, thick. Oh. And then when he was growing up, Big Phil, Little Phil, too confusing. Dad didn't want to mess with that. So when I was a baby, I got Scooby. And then just like my high school graduation, they said, Philip Anthony Wright III, stand up. Some of my best homies from like first, second grade were like, who the hell is Philip Anthony III? I start walking up and they're looking at me like I got three heads. It was one of the funniest things I've ever experienced.
Like Scooby has a different name?
I mean,
what's going on?
Yeah.
It is a great nickname.
Dude, I've been a fan of you since you were at Arizona, man. And by the way, Sean,
Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year.
We've had a lot of guests on the show. This is our first Bronco Nagurski and Chuck Bednarik award winner before. But, man, you've played all over, man. You played in the NFL with the Cardinals and the Browns. You played in the AAF, the XFL, the USFL. Obviously, I think the NFL would probably be, where you want to get to. But out of the spring leagues, which one has really been your favorite?
Probably the USFL, because I had the most perspective I've ever had in my life from being away from football the last 2 years, because I was doing some different things, and so it's just I'm having way more fun now than I ever have played football.
And I got to be honest, AAF, XFL, and USFL, your first ballot when it comes to Spring Football Hall of Fame. They haven't invented it yet, but I think
we're on to something. Sean.
We should launch the Spring Football Hall of Fame in our office now. We'll get a bus to Scooby and kick it off, man.
There's nothing stopping us from pinning this.
I don't know. That's like being labeled. Shit, what am I thinking? Mr. What's the last pick of the draft?
Oh, irrelevant. No,
but you're not irrelevant, brother.
You're Mr. Relevant. Dude. You're the first overall in the. We'll get you a gold jacket and everything. It'll be awesome.
Honestly, man, like. I say this not because you're on our show, but you're my favorite guy to watch in the league, man. In the whole entire league, you play football the right way, man, and I love watching you every single Saturday and Sunday.
What you don't know, Scooby, is that Colby, one of the few people in America that likes the USFL way more than the NFL. So he really does appreciate your efforts.
I just love football, man.
Why is that, Colby?
I just love football. To me, I like defenses being relevant again. I feel like in the NFL, every quarterback's throwing for 300 yards. I like the defense. I like run game. I feel like those are kind of things that aren't happening as much anymore in the NFL. The value of the quarterback in the NFL, everyone's like $200 million. They protect the quarterback. They overprotect him. I just want defense, run game. You know what I mean?
He wants guys.
You want quarterbacks, running backs to be smashed, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Got you.
I mean, look.
We before we did the interview, we were watching your play, the goal line stand of you leaping over the line to help jar that fumble loose, and that was against the Breakers, right?
Yeah, I was going for my forward roll, my forward ninja roll to Kimura trap.
Now you also train MMA. You were tweeting out some clips. You're like the Leonardo da Vinci, I feel like, of jocks, because not only do you do MMA, you also are a firefighter as well. You mentioned the MMA. Is there anything from the firefighting, the MMA, that you use in your football game?
Yeah, man, I've never had so much growth as a person in the firefighting academy. Like, when you talk about like wearing 60, 70 pounds of gear and then blacking out your mask and you can't see, and they throw you in a warehouse and you got to touch everything by feel. No, like, that's a whole entire different perspective on stuff. And learning how to run around and crawl. But the martial arts, for sure, like the grappling, 100% of the tackling, and just the overall mindset. Like, football is easy now. Like, running into a fire, that's scary, because like so many different, like pulling up in a car crash, that's scary. Going to go fight someone in a Muay Thai match and then in a jiu-jitsu match, that's kind of scary, because you get messed up if you're not on your P's and Q's on football. Like, there's been times I've been ran over, but I can come back in the next 40-something plays and get more than I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Going up against Shark Dog, that's scary.
I almost feel for the people you do battle with in MMA, because if they somehow beat you, it's got to sound weird explaining to their friends like, "Oh, I choked out Scooby on this past afternoon," or "I broke Scooby's ankle. I put a Scooby in an ankle lock." They probably think you're doing something mean to dogs.
No. Don't get me wrong. I train at 10th Planet San Mateo. My head coach, he's like not my head coach. One of the coaches, he's like number 10 in the world and 170 pounds. So no, I'm the least experienced guy in the room. Everybody's purple belts and up. And I just got my blue belt, so no.
So you said you train at 10th Planet?
Yeah, 10th Planet San Mateo.
Oh, that's fun. Eddie
Bravo.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we might have some 10th Planet on.
Yeah,
the set
I got a 10th
right
Planet hat right up there. My buddy from high school, Zach, is the 10th Planet Bethlehem guy. So he runs a school in Pennsylvania, 10th Planet. He's hardcore jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. All right. So you got a big game against the Stars. You guys are gonna rip up and destroy the Blob. I don't like the Blob. I don't like rooting for the Blob. I'm just anti-Blob. You got in trouble though for you are a stallion, and you got in trouble for doing a stallion-like dance. Walk people through what happened there.
Okay. So the whole play was kind of ridiculous, to be honest. So let's just get that first of all.
Very funny visual.
Yeah. So we're going fumble. Me and my teammate bottom of the pile. D Gates are fighting over the football, and I told him, "No, it's my ball. You already got a pick." So I took the ball from him.
But you're actually having this conversation in the pile?
Oh yeah, we were laughing our ass off. And then we get up. I grab the football. I spike it between my legs. Didn't want to do the OG spike. I wanted to do a little something different. I wanted to do the little Air Jordan Air Scoop spike between the legs. Then I was going for the giddy up, and they thought I was grabbing my saddle instead of the saddle.
Did you try to explain that to the rest?
Yeah, you seen Happy Gilmore? He's riding the pony, man.
Yeah. You know? Feeling the flow.
I literally ran up to the ref after thing. I was like, "What'd you flag me for?" Like they're like, "Oh, you grabbed yourself." I was like, "No, I was riding the saddle. I wasn't grabbing my saddle." I said that to the ref, and he even looked at me and started laughing because he was a Pac-12 ref, so it was funny.
In the future, you got to tell him you were just grabbing the horn of the saddle, bro.
Yeah, wild.
Saddle up.
How is it playing? Look, I'm an East Carolina guy. Skip Holtz was the football coach at East Carolina when in our glory years in the mid 2000s when Virginia Tech stopped scheduling us because we beat them so much. How is it playing for Coach Holtz, man?
I love it. I'm just grateful every day that he gave me an opportunity to strap it up and play football. I mean, he's a player's coach. He treats us well. I mean, I have zero complaints. It's super fun to play for.
Awesome, man. Yeah, man. I feel like between him and his father, it's a great family to learn football from. Between both of their histories, just such a icon in football. I feel like the Holtz family.
Yeah, no doubt. It was super cool because back in 2014 at an award banquet, I actually met his pops and got to sit down and talk to him for a little bit. So it's super cool to met his dad and then play for Coach Skip.
What's it like living in Birmingham, playing all your games in Birmingham? Have you had a chance to go out and hang out in Birmingham at night? Like what else is going on besides USFL for you during the week?
I mean, I'm pretty much a meathead, so I really just work out and go to the gym and do that. But after games, I'll go out and stuff, just celebrate with my teammates. Try to celebrate the wins, forget the losses, right?
What's the best?
You haven't had to forget any losses so far, 4-0.
Yeah. So no, we're on a roll. Our team's playing super good. It's honestly it's probably the most fun I've had playing because the guys on our defense we're pretty tight. We talk well, we communicate. And we have some good guys on our defense who we all kind of feed off each other, so it's super fun.
Do you have you mentioned feeding off of each other? I just have the shark visual going in my head. Do you have like a soundtrack or a song that you guys play in the locker room to get hyped up on defense? Maybe the Jaws soundtrack, or maybe is it like the Lassie soundtrack, then Jaws?
LL Cool J has a song. My head is like a shark's fin. I feel like we got to find that for you.
Some dude tweeted that out today, or I think it was some guy put it on my Instagram, but it was the Willie Beeman he was doing.
Yeah.
And it was like the account's called Neck Roll Gang. That's the name of the account.
Oh yeah. Any chance, Scooby, because Colby likes old school football, as do I, as we all do. Any chance you could bring back the neck roll just to give the USFL that old school visual?
I wear a cowboy collar because I have to, not because it's style.
Add a little, get like a airplane cushion there going. Really go crazy with it.
I got the low profile cowboy collar from one of my OGs back home.
I love it, man. They let you wear the visor. I'm telling you, USFL is off to a good start, man.
I'm rocking the visor this weekend.
Hell yeah, man. Reminds me of, dude, that's
breaking news exclusive to the Sports Gambling Podcast. Scooby Wright plans to debut a visor. Scooby, your Twitter handle is @2StarScoob. Is that because you were a 2-star recruit going into the college process?
Yeah, I remember I stole that from one of the older cats, U of A cats who went there. His Twitter account was 2-Star Wade, so I kind of copped his thing. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah,
nice. Yeah, good little.
One of those recruiting nerd services. No, anyway.
Yeah,
proving them all wrong.
As Coach Rodriguez would say, there's guys sitting in their mom's basement in their underwear.
That does sound like something Rich Rod would say about a recruiting service. Fucking nerds.
What do these guys know? I do like it though. You keep the chip on your shoulder. Yeah. You got the neck roll. Best of luck with the Stallions this season, and good luck this week against the Stars. Scooby, appreciate you calling into the show, man, and have a good one.
Yeah, peace out. It was good conversations. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Scooby was the man. I should have talked to Scooby about his. It seems like he's in pretty good shape, but you can always be in better shape. I know that firsthand. About to finish my 10-day hot yoga challenge. Been dominating, and I know a part of it is thanks to the Athletic Greens, the AG1. Oh man, my stomach's been feeling great. Get the high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. All that jammed into one little scoop. Put it in, mix it up with water. Tastes delicious. Goes down easy. Man, it's cheaper than a daily cold brew, and this is great for you. Supports a better sleep quality and recovery. They have over 7,000. That's right, 7,000 5-star reviews. And to make it easy, they're giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is visit athleticgreens.com/SGP. That's athleticgreens.com/SGP to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Let's talk USFL picks. Panthers Bandits kicking things off. Friday night action. Bandits laying 2.5, -140 on the money line. The Panthers +120 dog. Small dog there.
Sean, did we forget to tout 3-1 last week in the USFL?
Kramer's
Suck it, Colby. 3-1. You want one of these? Let's go. Boom. Colby, you hit a 3-team parlay. Boom. What did I hit? A 4-team money later +430.
Where I
Come
feel
at
like,
me, spring football bitches.
I
Let's
feel
go.
like fucking Shark Dog right now.
I was 2-2. I did hit my lock. And 3-1 on the auto unders, which they announced a rule that they're going to let the first and third quarter clock run after incomplete passes, which
So
made
ridiculous.
which made it seem like even more on the unders. And it was a solid week again for the unders. So Bandits, this is crazy because Bandits right now to win it all are +550. Panthers, meanwhile, are 40-1.
I found odds that aren't quite as big, but I'm gonna roll with these ones because they're more fun.
Yeah.
Which is
Would you bet it at 40-1?
I mean, I think it's not a terrible play because
do
if
have
the Stars lose to the Stallions, which the Stallions are 6.5-point favorites, and the Panthers win, they're gonna have the same record. They got to play again.
Like a typical Jeff Fisher team, they the numbers would suggest they're underperforming.
Well, and
Their defense is good, man.
They have a
they should have beat the Stars.
They should have beat the Gamblers.
They have a +14-point differential. It's really hard to be 1-3 and have a +14-point differential.
Well, when you have a defense that's holding the opposition to 13 points a game.
Defense has been good.
They've only given up 3 points in the second half all year.
It's pretty impressive in a league where, there are a number of teams who have given up 80+ points. So, I think it's an interesting long shot, but they also suck. And they also are Jeff Fisher. And Jeff Fisher always underperforms what his team should do because of his decision making. This is why his teams went 7-9, 8-8. All right.
I mean, again,
I hate this matchup.
I like the matchup for the Panthers, but I got to take the Bandits. I know they struggled against Birmingham's defense, which is pretty strong, and you can make a case they're going to have similar issues against the Panthers, but I just can't take Shea Patterson to win games. So maybe the play is honestly just a -140 money line. I'll go Tampa Bay -2.5.
Sean, Shea Patterson had more yards rushing than passing. Football's back, baby. There we go.
That was in that Stars game. That was embarrassing. Him running all around on them. It was the Blob should be. I know the Blob is pleased.
Dude, I'm loving these Blob tweets that are coming out.
Oh, God.
The Blob is pleased.
I'm
They're
always
fucking
tagged him.
great. I'm gonna take a shot. I'm going to take a shot on the Panthers because I can tell you this. Reggie Corbin has been running really well for them the past 2 weeks. If they can just get out of their own way.
I do have him in my DFS lineup.
Give me. There's something about the Tampa Bay Bandits when they play. They
seem fraudulent.
Yeah, they look very fraudulent.
This is a game you would circle, right? Because Tampa Bay, better record, but negative point differential.
All right, you guys are talking me into the Panthers. Let's go.
And we're still on the unders, right? I know.
34?
It's down to 34.
Jeez, that's
I would
low.
I would take an alt under on 20.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over.
This could get pretty ugly.
I'm going under.
Kramer, what do you guys talk me into the Panthers though?
Yeah,
Panthers
to play.
I do like their defense, and your point on Corbin as a running back is solid.
They're just inverted. Like the future prices that we're looking at tell the story, right? They're not that far apart yet. One team is priced at 5-1 to win it all, and one team is priced at 40-1. I think, and the spread's only 2.5. Like, come on, this isn't our first season gambling, Sean. We've done it. We've made it better too. Our how we got into sports gambling didn't start during the pandemic.
Last year.
Sorry.
New Orleans Breakers laying 3 against your New Jersey Generals, Ryan. The Breakers are up to +250 to win it all.
Championship preview right here, right?
This is I mean, this is the matchup we circled.
What is the playoff format, Colby?
Two teams from each division.
2 from the north.
So it's purely
2 from the south.
North 1 versus South 2 and vice versa.
But what do you mean?
Like
it's not like championship game will be the top team from the north against the top team from the south.
What I'm saying, so the two, like the top the one will play 2 from the north.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So it makes it even easier for the Generals because they're going to play the second place team.
Do the people making the odds?
If the Panthers get there, the Panthers' run defense is pretty good, man.
People making the odds understand that?
No.
Because the 3.
Why is Breakers plus 250?
There are 3 teams with better prices than the Generals who are the best price for the North.
Yeah, that's why I was saying when they were plus 800, I was like, jump on this.
And based on this, they're going to only be 3.5 points against the Stallions or the Breakers. So, having 8-1 in my pocket feels great, but I almost feel like it's fine to reinvest at 550 right here.
Yeah.
Now, the argument would be: are they about to lose? Do we wait and get a better price next week?
Well, this is a good matchup because Sloter looks the quarterback for the Breakers kind of looks like the best quarterback at times, but he also had a couple ugly turnovers in that game. Breakers, but
they stopped the run. That's the key. They
had like 600 yards of offense and pretty much should have lost that game in a way because with 3 minutes left they were trailing.
Yeah, I mean, his turnovers are really bad. I think he cleans it up, and they quietly have one of the better defenses in the league. So I do like the Breakers laying 3. Again, still on the under here at 37.
I think what's so great about this matchup is the Breakers' run defense is really, really efficient. They really held Mark Thompson, who led the league in rushing, to I think something like 7 yards or something a week ago.
Yeah.
And the Generals have so many weapons. And if you listen to the USFL gambling podcast, my power rankings came out, and I think the New Jersey Generals are the best team in the league.
Really?
I'm going to take the Generals on the money line.
Go, baby.
Let's ride that money line.
Yeah, this is obvious. Come on. Championship game I mean, the Generals are getting no respect. At what point there's no if that's really how are you sure that's how the playoffs work?
Yeah.
And I got 8-1 in my pocket right now, and they're going to be in the championship game.
I'm telling you though,
plus 3. Give me the money line, and dare I say under?
You know who played them the toughest was the Michigan Panthers. Jeff Fisher had a defense that really made them. Right, but I'm saying if they find their way in there, that would be a bad matchup for them.
Well, man, I want to change my Tampa pick now. I need to pick against Michigan.
Stallions Sunday laying 6.5 against my Philadelphia Stars. Stars still 9-1 to win it all. I love that price because again, there's like right now they're in the playoffs.
And Kukas looks good.
Yeah, Kukas doesn't. Brian Scott was better, but Kukas is still looking pretty good. They have some chemistry with Gray. He's an interesting DFS play. I like the Stars catching 6.5. I mean, I don't know how I feel about them winning the game. Maybe I'll end up taking them a dog because they are plus 200 on the money line. But I mean, I don't. The Stallions' value is in their ability to just shut teams down. I don't think. Covering 6.5, I think is a big number for this team. I think they're over adjusting a little bit. Although Stallions can run the ball, and that seems like what the Stars struggle with. I just think 6.5 is high. They do get their quarterback back though.
I wonder, is there a little bit of a could Magoo or Mago and Mr. Mago and Jamar Smith? I don't know. I mean, who's going to get that start? I'm on the Stars, man. Give me Blob all day here.
Well, my intel, aka my lineup builder, tells me Jamar Smith will be the guy. But also thought Jamar Smith would be the guy last week. So,
well, he was a late scratch. He had COVID.
No, I understand.
So did I, apparently.
I mean, look,
COVID Dan over here.
I think you guys make valid points. I do wonder though if we've just seen a separation between the top teams and the not top teams, and I don't know if Philadelphia is a top team.
You gonna ride the pony? You're gonna ride Shark Dog?
Well, I'm not normally a guy with all these dogs, so I'm in uncomfortable territory. I think the Stallions are clearly one of the best teams in the league, and I think the Stars aren't. So I am going to lay the points. I'm not concerned about the 6.5.
I think this is a fun game for DFS though. Like I think this is. I think a Kukas stack or a Jamar Smith stack could play pretty well.
I'm there for it.
and not to tip our hands with the DFS, but yeah, I think I'm going to be playing Jamar Smith here. But I still like Philly with that big number. Last game of the slate, the Pittsburgh Maulers, the worst team hands down in the USFL. How are they longer long shots than the Gamblers? I mean, they don't pass the eye test, or than the Panthers. That to me is crazy.
I might have screwed that up.
Okay,
I'll double check.
Either way, way different than the than the Panthers, the Maulers price.
No, it's correct.
Well, that's maybe because they're in the north.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but still, I mean, we've watched this team. They're horrific. I would normally like to take a team catching 6 points, but I can't. I mean,
They covered last week.
Yeah, they covered the 10, but they're really, really bad. Clayton Thorson, the Gamblers quarterback, not great, but he does lead the league in passing touchdowns with 6. Donald Payne, pretty solid for the Gamblers defense. Gamblers defense hasn't been great overall, but I don't think Pittsburgh has what it takes to. They've only 39 points in 4 games. I mean, that says it all. Kirby Wilson way over his head. I mean,
but he's coached all these great running backs.
We're talking about a negative 53 point differential through 4 games.
Cut a guy over pizza.
This team sucks. Give me Houston -6. This is.
Yeah, I mean, newsflash: cutting a guy over pizza is not the right culture.
Gonna lose
Hey,
the team.
whoa! Who wrote in Houston -6 for me? I'm
sorry.
gonna take a shot on the Maulers. Kyle LaLetta, the former Giant,
Trash.
used to back up that lawn chair, Eli Manning.
2 times.
Kyle Letta's not a lawn chair.
No, he is a lawn chair too. But plus, I think, dude, Trey Walker is a dynamic receiver for the Maulers. He had 17 targets last
You're
week.
hurting me.
Give me the Maulers +6. They hang around. Maybe they pull the upset. Both these offenses suck.
Yeah, what Gamblers' offense isn't horrible. They at least put up points.
They're going to be able to run
I
They
understand.
had like 200 yards of offense last week.
They're going to be able to run the ball this week, though.
That's true. That's
And
true.
so they're going to be
They've
back
scored
to
87 points in the season to the 39 of the Pittsburgh Maulers. They're averaging less than 10 points a game, Colby.
But the blueprint, though, the Breakers just wrote the blueprint. Here's the blueprint. Stop Mark Thompson, make Clayton Thorson beat you, and you saw how bad that offense looked last week.
They can't do that.
All right, we're going to toss a lock and a dog and then get to some DFS lineups. Colby, what do you got? Give us your lock and your shark dog. We're going to call him a shark dog for this week.
Yes, I like that.
Depending how they do, continuing them on.
Well, I'm going to lock up. I'm going to go with my Generals +3. Wrong team favorite.
Feels like
that's your lock?
That's my lock. And my dog is going to be the Michigan Panthers in an upset special against the Tampa Bay Bandits. Ride that mustache.
Kramer, what do you got?
When they do the Austin Powers modern day remake, Shark Dog will be a creation of Dr. Evil. The lock, the New Jersey. I'm going back to the well. Got robbed last week. Give me the New Jersey Generals +3. And for my dog, we're doing it again, Sean. We're going 4 legs. Houston on the money line, Birmingham on the money line, New Jersey on the money line, and Michigan, Tampa under 34.
I like this actually. Can I adjust my Shark Dog pick? I want to do Michigan money line and the Philadelphia Stars money line upset special.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought you said you liked what I was doing. I didn't.
Well, I just want to do something. I hit on a parlay last week.
And now you're betting against me though. Well, we weren't betting against each other last time.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know.
My lock. Give me Houston -6. My dog. Give me the Panthers money line. Let's go. Little small dog.
Oh my god.
You're not gonna parlay it or anything. You're just gonna go
Colby,
sail off to Mexico.
Colby, relax. This is a brave act by heroic.
Here's what I'm gonna do: Houston money line combined with Philly +6.5. New Orleans on the money line, and then Michigan on the money line.
Okay.
Oh, so you copied my style. I like that.
No, I'm only taking money line on Houston. Oh, you did as well. Right. No, but I took Birmingham I took Philly +6.5. You have Birmingham money line.
Yeah.
So mine's gonna win. Yours won't. Ryan, IP Vanish.
You know, we can both win. It's unbelievable. It's negative.
Maybe we will both win. You know what?
We all win.
You know who always wins? People who trust their internet security and safety to IP Vanish. Make that IP disappear. They're gonna find your IP one day at the bottom of Lake Mead. Because it goes away. Lake Mead water level's getting really low. Finding a lot of IPs that were buried, hidden. IP Vanish is great, man. They make your IP disappear and they keep your internet secure, safe, your browsing history. No one needs to know what you're up to. You're about to listen to USFL DFS pick segment. You could be into some pretty deep stuff on the internet. You want to keep that between you and the internet. Keep your passwords safe, your crypto safe. All different opportunities for hackers to get your cash, get your internet browsing history, make all that disappear. IP Vanish makes your internet worries disappear with their super secure and safe VPN. Best part is unlimited devices, doesn't slow you down. You can use it on streaming like a Fire Stick. We use it here for God's Eye. A lot of good reasons to check out IP Vanish. And lastly, the price, 70% off. That's insane. 70% off the yearly savings. IPVanish.com/SGP. IPVanish.com/SGP. Kramer, what do you got? Who's your quarterback?
Well, I'm going with the Stallion, Jamar Smith. I mean, we're not overthinking this. Again, this lineup was handcrafted, not handcrafted, but mused. Thanks in part to the great Justin Mark. You can check out all of his great work at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Groundbreaking, hard-hitting editorial coverage of the United States Football League. I'm also 9,700.
I'm also on Jamar Smith coming back from COVID, rushing quarterback, lots of upside there against a team. My stars, who I think will cover the 6.5, but they could have trouble with the rush yards. Colby,
Case Kookus. All right, look, Northern Arizona Lumberjack. You know, going up against Shark Dog. Maybe he's got some intel on him. Maybe they battled in the Pac-12 there because they play frequently, I believe. But Kookus can play, man. You saw it. Both games he's played, he's been able to put up stats. So I think he's kind of undervalued against a Birmingham defense that they've been playing good, but I'd see some opportunity for Kookus.
Kramer, running back.
Victor, New Jersey. You told me that was the running back to play from Jersey this week. I wanted to play one of them because I like to zag against the breakers. Chalk defense, run defense is good take. So 5,000. Give me Victor.
Yeah, Darius Victor, 5,000 for the Generals. Leads the league in rushing touchdowns. Doesn't get a ton of carries, but he gets the red zone.
Just need one.
That's all you need.
Just need
Colby?
one.
I went back to Mark Thompson. He was bad. He was a bad play for me last week. But hey, the Maulers. They're first off, they can't move the ball, the Maulers, so that means Houston's going to have the ball the whole game.
Yep.
So Mark Thompson, led the league in rushing prior to this past week. I think he's going to rebound. Best running back in the league. Gets after it.
Okay. Wide receiver, Stack, Bolden Jr.
Yeah.
Got to have Bolden Jr. We all have Bolden Jr. Yep. Right.
Who is the second Stack then, Sean?
I didn't. I had.
You went single stack?
Yeah, I had a double stack going for Birmingham.
What do we think about Marlon Williams?
Former UCF wideout.
What do you think, Colby?
I think it's all right, but to me, I think there's opportunity. You saw Kyle Laletta play for the Maulers last week, right?
Let's hear it.
He targeted Trey Walker 17 times. The closest guy on that team was 4.
Okay, you're selling me on
something. So I'm taking
something.
Trey Walker. Another thing is Houston's defense is great on the run. They give up some pass. So give me Trey Walker at 4,000.
You know what? I'm doing it. I reminded myself double stack is in the way of the USFL. So I'm going Trey Walker as well. Great call, Colby.
I'm throwing Trey Walker in my flex spot, and Ryan, I'm doing a double stack, but it's not with 2 receivers. It's with CJ Marable, the Stallions running back, 7,000. And again, the Stars have allowed the most rushing yards, 813, 7 rushing touchdowns, and Marable's 8th rushing yards. He's second in rushing touchdowns. So kind of loading up on some running backs here because that seems to be the way to get it done. For my Philly receiver, I am going Devin Gray. He seems to be Kukas's guy. 7 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. 20 fantasy points. So, and of course, I just put in Trey Walker. I forgot about him. That was a good call by Colby. So, those are all my guys. I just have defense remaining. I kind of jumped ahead. Colby, where are you at with your lineup?
Well, I got 2 other offensive players here, and I went with Kevontae Turpin, who's kind of like a hybrid here. He's a wide receiver that catches the ball for the Generals, but they run him a lot in this kind of shotgun option read where they run sweeps to him. They do creative little things, shuffle passes to Kevontae Turpin. So at 7,100, a guy that can get you points both ways. Give me him, and then I have Reggie Corbin. He just won USFL Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah,
you got to have him because one thing we know about Jeff Fisher, he rides the running back there. So and this guy's turning into a beast. He had like a 90-yard touchdown. I think it was 88 yards, longest USFL rushing touchdown. So get in.
I don't know what to do.
I got Isaiah Zuber, number 1 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, 9,800 for the Houston Gamblers. He was a seemingly a consensus play. I needed to get in my lineup per the architect, Mr. J. Mark. And then I heard you guys talking in the office earlier that Colby had a case of Sal Cannella, so I had to get him in the lineup.
He can ball. That Sal Cannella last week, that shit that put me under, man.
It's a strong force, that Sal Cannella, 5,300. And then I guess, are we giving out a defense?
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna late.
Gamblers, 3,900 against the Maulers.
Is that the only move?
No, I think you can do a couple ones. I think you want to fade the Panthers offense.
I'm going Gamblers with Colby, 3,900. I mean, Houston's my lock, so I'm gonna take.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Even though I'm starting Trey Walker, that's just like a PPR.
I'm playing Jeff Fisher's defense.
What could go wrong?
I mean, Tampa Bay has been fraudulent.
Yeah. All right. That was a lot of fun. Shout out to Scooby Wright. Give him a follow. Make sure you subscribe to the USFL Gambling Podcast.
Only if you want
participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Only if you want honest takes about the USFL.
Honest takes, completely honest takes. And toss us a rating and review. Come on, let's go. We got the new Merch Monday page. Ryan, you have that launched, right?
That sounds like, I think, possibly something that has happened.
SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Merch Monday. So you put just your pressure makes diamonds. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Time is a flat circle, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.